Do you have some of this in your fridge or in your pantry? Well, today I'm gonna share with you 3 different recipes using Velveeta. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. I feel like Velveeta had its time, and that was probably back in the, I'm gonna say probably 90s. When did Velveeta come out? Velveeta is a brand name for a processed cheese similar to American cheese. It was invented in 1918. I'm over here like, it came out in the 90s. Anywho, so it's been around for a minute, over 100 years. So I have only used it a handful of times because I'm not very familiar with it. So I thought, let's get familiar. It's been around, and obviously it's gonna stay around. So the first recipe we're making tonight is similar to like a hamburger helper. It is Velveeta Cheeseburger mac and cheese. This thing is honking big. It is 32 ounces. We only need 8 ounces of this. So we need a quarter of this tonight. So I will chop that up in a minute. But first things first, let's head over to the stovetop and brown our ground beef. Hi. Okay, let's throw this in here. I haven't even turned it on yet. It might help. It'll cook a little bit faster if you turn it on. There's a tip from Mandy. I just made our coffee creamer. It is over here cooling before I put it in the container. We've been making our own coffee creamer for 6 or 8 months now. I haven't bought coffee creamer in that long, and it's been glorious. I really love doing it. Okay, something it does not call for, but we love, is onion. So let's dice up some onion to throw in here with our ground beef. It calls for onion powder, which I'm not mad at. We can still do that, but I'm gonna throw a little bit of onion in there. And it also does not call for garlic, but I'm gonna put that in there. So, don't you love how I'm just making up the recipe as I go? Okay, my coffee creamer is done. If you're interested, it is basically just a can of sweetened condensed milk and about 2 cups of half and half. And then I add about a tablespoon of vanilla, and I just warm it through. And I have this cute little container that has the pour spout on it and the handle. And it works wonderfully. This will last us about a week and a half, and then I'll make another batch. Our ground beef is done. I did drain some of it, or put a paper towel in there and drain off some of the grease. Now I'm adding in my water. I've got 2 3/4 cup of water. We're also gonna add in our ketchup. I have a new bottle here, but that's because this has just got just a tiny little bit. You need about 1/3 cup. Oh, excuse you. You need about 1/3 cup of ketchup. I'm gonna add in a little bit of onion powder, even though I did add the onion. And then I'm gonna add some garlic powder because we love garlic. No big shock there, right? And we're gonna bring this to a boil. So I am gonna turn up the heat just a little bit. It's pretty much already to the highest temperature I can do it with this pan. This pan, you don't cook on high with these Casserole pans, which is fine, but I put it on medium high. So let's bring that up to a boil before we add in our elbow macaroni. The recipe calls for 2 cups of uncooked elbow macaroni. We're gonna add that into our boiling water. This is giving me red macaroni vibes. If you know, you know. Now we're gonna cover it. And I'm gonna turn the temperature down just a little bit. And we're just gonna cook it until the macaroni is cooked. So I'll just keep an eye on it. I'm guessing 7 or 8 minutes, but we'll see. I'm so excited. It tells you exactly the ounce mark. So I need 8 ounces, so I know exactly where to cut. That's so smart. Okay, it has been 7 or 8 minutes. It's almost there. I'm gonna give it another minute or 2. Okay, I added like maybe a 1/2 cup of water, not that much. I'm gonna turn the heat up just a little bit. And I'm gonna let this hang out for probably 2 more minutes. Yeah, we're eating dinner late tonight. Okay, it is done now. So at this point, all we do is take our 8 ounces of cubed Velveeta, and we're just gonna drop that in here and stir it around until it's all melted. Ma'am. She said, somebody said cheese. She said, wait a minute, we're doing a whole video about cheese? This is a really quick dinner. I mean, you could definitely do this as a side dish if you wanted to, but I feel like the ground beef means that it's dinner. Which in our household tonight, this is dinner. Ooh, this is getting really cheesy really quickly. I also turned it down to about medium low. I'm worried about the seasonings. I don't feel like there was a ton of seasoning, so I'm gonna check it. I did throw a little bit of black pepper in there when I was not filming, but I'm gonna check the seasonings and make sure that they're right before I say dinner is ready. And then I do that. I'm trying to get like a cute shot, a good food shot. cinematic. And then we just fog it up. Okay, I just took a bite. Overall, I think it's pretty perfect. Although I do think I could add just a little more salt. We didn't add salt. I'm guessing the Velveeta has salt in it, but I'm adding just a little bit more. Now I deem this ready. Let's plate this up. You know what would look pretty on top? Some green onion. Dinner ready in like 20 minutes. Guarantee you it's going to be a crowd pleaser. Bon appetit.
Well, that's looking good.
It is.
What you think? I know.
You missed the drama in here with Gracie a few minutes ago. They don't know nothing about it. I'll tell you about it off camera. It is not appetizing talk. It's hot. It's real hot.
My finger just burnt off.
Why?
Because I had my finger underneath the bowl.
Oh, underneath it. I was like, did you stick your finger in it?
Like a smart person. All right, ready? Wait a minute. Okay.
Tink.
One more time.
Tink.
All right. Tink.
Tink.
That's comfort food right there.
Yeah, it is.
It's like a red spice. I don't know.
No, I got ketchup in there.
Ketchup?
Mm-hmm. I'm very hot.
I'll blow it off. It's not bad. It's very cheesy.
Well, do you know why?
It's probably got cream cheese in it.
No.
What you got in there? Velveeta.
You hear Gracie? She's like, this whole video is about cheese, and I ain't had not one little bite of it.
But yeah, it's like kicking mac and cheese up a notch.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I think that's a good use of Velveeta cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Really good use. This would be like easy, cheap.
Yes.
You know,
budget friendly.
Yeah, budget friendly.
And I feel like the kids would love it.
Oh, yeah.
Even your picky eaters. Unless they're a picky eater like Hank, my nephew, who doesn't like pasta.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with him. I'm gonna check his head.
Anyway, this is a good one. I can't wait to show y'all the next one I have in store. So I will see you tomorrow for that. For you, it's right now. I'm gonna be real honest. This one sounds good in theory, but my brain is having a hard time wrapping around it. This is called Cheesy Taco Spaghetti Casserole. That's a strange one for my brain to comprehend, because when I hear spaghetti, I think marinara sauce, Italian. But we're gonna try it because it sounds good and the ingredients are simple, so let's do it. First things first, preheat to 350. I've also got this large skillet heating to about medium high, and then I've got this water that I just turned on. We're gonna bring it up to a boil because we are gonna cook our noodles separately. In here, I've got 1 pound of lean ground beef. I'm just gonna cook this until it's no longer pink. You know what I was thinking? That this ground beef looked so lonely. So I decided to give it some friends. I chopped up just a little bit of onion and a part of a jalapeno, not even the entire thing, it was a big one. So I'm gonna add that in to our ground beef because it'll add a lot of flavor. And our pasta water is just about ready. Okay, I got most of our fat out of there. I've greased that. This is completely done. Now you're gonna add a pack of taco seasoning, or about 3 tablespoons, which is just about what I have left of my homemade. I'm gonna let this hang out for just a second while I put my noodles in. Now, for the noodles, the recipe says 1 pound, but when you read the comments, that's one of my tips, is always go read the comments when you find a recipe online. Many people were saying do about 3/4 a pound. 1 pound is a little bit too much, so I'm not gonna use quite this whole box. I did just salt my water as well, and I'm gonna break my spaghetti in half as I put it in the water. So we're just gonna let this cook for, I'm gonna check it in about 5 minutes because it's thin spaghetti, it shouldn't take long. Now let's move back over here. We've got a can of chili beans. You don't wanna drain it. We're gonna add that in. We've got a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. That's also going in. And then I need to go chunk my Velveeta. So I'm gonna let that kind of heat through, because we're gonna throw the Velveeta in here and just let it melt. Again, we only need 8 ounces, and I'm just gonna kind of quickly, oh, I hear that it's really thick and it's bubbling over there. Maybe I should go turn that down. Hang on. Okay, I turned my meat sauce to medium low. All right, now that all of this is cubed, let's add it into our sauce and let it start to melt. Trying to get away. No. Okay, I'm just stirring it around. I did go ahead, excuse me, thank you. We're gonna drain that. I did go ahead and turn this back up to about medium so that this cheese will melt, and it's starting to. It just was taking it a minute. But now let's go drain this pasta. Our cheese has completely melted, and now we need to add in our pasta. It says to just stir it in, and then we're gonna put it in a 9x13, but I don't know that I'm gonna do that because this particular pan can go in the oven. I don't feel like dirtying another dish. The last thing we need to do is just top it with about a cup of cheese. I'm gonna use this Mexican style taco blend. So basically I'm just gonna cover this with a light layer of cheese. Obviously it has a lot of cheese already in it, so that's what we're gonna do. Now this is gonna go in at 350 for about 20 minutes. Okay, for our topping, excuse the messy cutting board. For our topping, when it comes out, we're gonna have some fresh tomato to go on top, and then also some green onions. So I'm getting a little more excited. I really was hesitant. I almost doubted my decision of choosing this recipe. I almost decided not to make it. Eat.
Oh. That's what I do. Here we go. Chili cheese spaghetti.
Basically.
That's what I'm getting. And I've been craving chili cheese.
You have.
I
Because
have
you
talked
told me to
about
look
that.
up a recipe for
But
that.
I did not think about no chili cheese spaghetti.
I
That
know.
did not cross my mind.
Mine either, really.
Velveeta?
Yes. Why are you so goofy?
I like that.
Well, good.
Super cheesy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, big time on the cheese.
Yeah.
And then that chili flavor that's
Yeah.
mixed in. A chili cheese spaghetti. I mean, that's what this is.
Okay. This is yummy.
Yeah.
And what did you just say?
I said this is a lot like chili mac. We used to call it chili mac, chili macaroni.
Right.
When I was in the Air Force, when we did the chow hall, this is what they would serve a lot of times.
But
chili
just
mac.
with macaroni noodles instead
That's
of spaghetti noodles.
I love some chili mac.
This is delicious. I
Yeah.
love it. I had
really
my
good.
reservations just because it was spaghetti noodles and it was something different other than marinara. But I'm telling you what, this is tasty and this will feed a crowd.
Yes,
So,
very much so.
all right. We have one more Velveeta recipe, and this one is not a dinner recipe. I don't know if you can hear that. It is thundering really loudly, and a bad storm is moving in. So we're gonna try to get through this quickly in hopes that we don't lose power. This could get very interesting. But this one is not a dinner recipe. It is more like an appetizer type thing, and it's a dip, and it has cream cheese in it. But he likes dips that have cream cheese in it, so we should be good. This is called Cowboy Queso, and of course, it also has Velveeta. I am halving the recipe because it makes a very large amount, and you could definitely brown your sausage and then throw everything else into the slow cooker and just let it cook there, which would be fine, but we're gonna do it all on the stovetop. So I'm gonna use about half of this thing of sausage. Okay, so this is gonna get started over here, and we're gonna go back over and finish prepping all the ingredients. Okay, I'm just gonna chop this lime in half. I almost called it a lemon. Have that ready. We only need a very small amount of red onion. I'm excited about this one. It is a Friday evening. We don't really have anything to do this evening. We've got leftovers from lunch that we can have for dinner, but this will be a good snack. Okay, so that's done. We need the rest of this Velveeta, which is still a lot, but the original recipe that makes enough for 24 servings needs 32 ounces of Velveeta. So since we're halving it, we need 16 ounces. Yeah, that'd be great, thank you. Cole just entered the room and he's gonna handle the sausage while I handle this. It is pouring. Oh my word. Do you see the way that the rain is coming through? Yeah, the storm is here. So we just need to cube this. Okay, this is done. We kind of soaked up most of the grease with a paper towel. And now we're gonna take our Velveeta and add it in. My helper over here, thank you.
My pleasure.
We need about half a bag of taco blend cheese, which is basically what we have left. So we're gonna add that in too. Okay, there we go. So I've got my cream cheese here. I need half of this block. So I'm just gonna cube it and we're gonna add that in too. Getting our fingers very messy. And we're gonna stir that around, but first, wash hands. So we're just gonna melt this until it's really creamy and smooth. It'll take a few minutes. I'm gonna turn the heat a little bit closer to medium. We're gonna let that hang out. I'll be right back. Okay, this is all creamy. Look at that. Now we just need to add in a few other things. So I've got a can of Rotel. It's the Food Lion brand, but same thing. It did not say you had to drain that, so I did not drain it. We need the juice of half a lime. That didn't give very much juice at all, so I'm gonna do a little bit more. Okay, there we go. I think we need half a can of corn. I just have frozen corn, so I'm just gonna add some corn in, and we'll just go with it. It says half a can of black beans. I just used this Thrive Market black beans, and it's about 10 ounces, and I think we need about like 7.5 ounces, so I'm just gonna use this whole thing. It'll be okay. I did drain and rinse it. And then lastly, I'm gonna add in our little bit of red onion. Let's just combine this, warm it all through. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be delicious.
Master Chef Cole over here.
Master Chef Cole. It is done. We've warmed it through for about 5 minutes, so now it's time to serve it. So let's turn that off. Thank you. And let's try it. We just lost power, but it came right back on. So, sorry.
Can't stop me from eating chips.
It went off right as we were putting it in the bowl and about to eat. I was like, uh-oh. But it came right back on. So, someone has entered the room.
Or someone has entered the room. That's looking good. Cheese dip. Let's try it out. They got sausage in there.
Yeah.
Tink.
That's what you want.
That's what you want. That is good. I love this kind of dip with the sausage and cheese. Really good.
It does have a little bit of cream cheese in it, like that other sausage dip.
Okay.
But it's mostly Velveeta.
Great flavor.
Oh,
Oh man.
I also chopped up some cilantro and put it over top. I don't think I showed y'all that.
Velveeta makes everything beta.
How about to say that?
What?
Velveeta makes everything better.
Make this one. So we love the cream cheese, Rotel, and sausage dip. That's all it is. It's those three ingredients. But I like this
That's
better.
got onion in there, corn, black beans, tomatoes,
Green chilies.
A little bit of green chilies in there. I mean, this is really good.
It is. You should make it. If you want more Velveeta recipes, tell me in below. Tell me in below. Tell me in the comments below. And also, I want to hear from you. What is your favorite way to use Velveeta? What recipe do you use? I want to hear it. As always, I appreciate y'all being here, and we will see you next time. Bye.